What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit.
It started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
LeBron, he's too big to be that type of bully. To bully Stephen A. and to bully Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst is a sweet person, man. He's just trying to do his thing. And I've always liked LeBron, but him being a bully, it turned me off, Dan.
LeBron James just can't catch a break out here. Now, Charles Barkley is jumping in, throwing shots at LeBron, and he had a lot to spill about him. If you missed the tea, LeBron's been in a spicy feud with Stephen A. Smith after Stephen said something about LeBron's son, Bronny. Everybody knows LeBron doesn't play when it comes to his family, especially his kids. So, he snapped on Stephen during a game, and the drama exploded even more. But Stephen isn't the type to back down from messy drama, so he clapped back and called LeBron out on his BS, and that's when it turned into a full-on showdown. They started going back and forth, and it turned into a hot mess real quick because LeBron wasn't backing down. Now Charles Barkley has stepped into the ring and blasted LeBron for trying to bully Stephen. Charles is saying LeBron is doing way too much, and it's got him thinking LeBron is hiding something behind all this drama. Charles said there's more to this story that LeBron isn't telling us, and it's got people talking. So, what did LeBron say that got Charles so mad? And what's the truth LeBron might be hiding from everyone? Let's get into it. Charles Barkley is standing up for Stephen A. Smith against LeBron and the big machine behind him, no matter what it costs. It makes sense why Charles would feel this way because LeBron recently popped up on the Pat McAfee podcast to air out his issues with Stephen. This is wild because LeBron isn't the type to be giving out interviews like candy. Apart from courtside chats or promo interviews, you barely catch him on podcasts. So when fans found out he was pulling up on Pat McAfee, everyone knew he was about to fire shots at Stephen, and LeBron did not disappoint. During that interview, LeBron did the most to make himself look like the victim in all this. While trying to paint Stephen as the big bad aggressor, LeBron claimed he was just a dad protecting his family and that he had no choice since Stephen came for his family, period.
It's obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're watching it.
Yep.
We're all,
Oh, yeah.
you're seeing it as well.
Laugh LeBron did, followed by the Taylor Swift comment who just knew he was about to go off on Stephen, and he really let him have it. LeBron didn't even try to hide the shade. He threw it loud and clear for everyone to see.
It started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it. But since the video came out, I feel the need to address it. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh my God.
LeBron didn't get the reaction he wanted. He clearly thought people would rally behind him because he's the GOAT, but instead, folks were siding with Stephen and saying, LeBron took it too far. Charles Barkley is riding with Stephen, and during a recent live stream, he called out LeBron for being a bully.
Who had a better week, LeBron James or Stephen A. Smith?
They both had an awful week. LeBron, he's too big to be that type of bully. To bully Stephen A. and to bully Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst is a sweet person, man. He's just trying to do his thing. And I've always liked LeBron, but him being a bully, it turned me off, Dan.
This drama has turned into a full-blown storm because when it first kicked off, it felt like something that would die down in a couple of days. But here we are and it's still heating up. Here's how it all started. Stephen A. Smith had something to say about LeBron putting way too much pressure on his son, Bronny's shoulders, just because he thinks it would be cool to share an NBA court with him. If you know LeBron, you know he's never hidden his dream of playing alongside Bronny, but Stephen saw right through that. Not because a father-son duo in the league is a bad idea, but because he believes Bronny just isn't ready for all that heat yet. And let's be real, The son of arguably the greatest basketball player of all time is already a tough spot to be in. Expectations are heavy. And Stephen wasn't afraid to say it out loud. Bronny's name stays in everybody's mouth, with all eyes glued on him every second, and he wasn't even a top draft pick. Stephen A believes LeBron should have let Bronny stay in the G-League to develop his skills, instead of rushing him straight into the NBA spotlight. He thinks tossing Bronny onto an NBA court before he's fully ready could actually mess up his growth as a player in the long run. He's been very vocal about his doubts when it comes to Bronny being ready for that NBA smoke. According to Stephen A., there are plenty of young players out there grinding hard for a shot at the league kids who, in his eyes, might deserve that opportunity more than Bronny. And while Stephen's take might sound harsh to some, he's far from the only one saying it. A lot of folks have been saying the same thing about Bronny's spot in the NBA.
Bronny should stay in college. Because if it's about Bronny, right now he is not up there to be no top pick, which means his name is not going to be called.
The likelihood of your son being able to be what you were is not likely.
The bottom line to all of this, right now he is not an NBA level player.
Get this, it's not even the first time Charles Barkley has spoken up about LeBron. Charles already dropped his 2 cents on whether Bronny is truly ready for the NBA. He called out the Lakers for how they've handled Bronny's situation, saying they should have eased him in slowly instead of throwing him straight into the fire. Charles believes Bronny would be way better off staying in the G-League, sharpening his game and proving himself first. That way, when he finally steps onto that NBA court, it's because he truly earned that jersey, not just because he's got a legendary father backing him.
Bronny's a prospect. Number one, I'm glad he's healthy. I think he should be in the G League. He's not ready to play in the NBA right now.
And it's expected he will spend.
And he should be in the G League because he's not ready to play in the NBA first and foremost. But secondly, there's going to be some guys coming for his head. And he's not ready because he's really a tweener. He's a point guard, 2 guard. His probably best attribute right now is being a defender. But I think to take the pressure off him and let him get better as a player, he should be in the...
And before anyone tries to twist this into some jealousy drama against LeBron, not that a bunch of people have said the exact same thing about Bronny's NBA journey. Take ESPN's NBA draft analyst Jonathan Givney, for example. He broke down exactly why Bronny got dropped from last year's prospect list, and the details are wild. During an appearance on NBA Today, Jonathan explained that Bronny was doing as well as anyone could expect, especially considering he was coming off some serious health setbacks. Jonathan said, "I love Bronny James' game still." He reminded viewers that Bronny had missed for months due to a heart issue starting in July, which really seemed to derail his season. Because of this, Bronny ended up getting removed from the list, and LeBron was not having it. LeBron went off on everyone involved, accusing them of hating on his son. He even jumped on Twitter and posted, "Can you please just let the kid be a kid and enjoy college basketball?" The work and results will ultimately do the talking no matter what he decides to do. If you know LeBron, you know he doesn't care what a mock draft says. He just works. Earned, not given. He also dropped another message saying, "And to all the other kids out there striving to be great, just keep your head down, blinders on, and keep grinding. These mock drafts don't matter one bit. I promise you, only the work matters. Let's talk real basketball, people." But Stephen A. Smith wasted zero time calling LeBron out for that rant. He straight up blamed LeBron for all the negativity that keeps following Bronny around, saying the kid is just out here trying to focus on his game, but LeBron keeps making him a headline.
What do you make of LeBron's comments?
That this is all his fault. All of it. When we get to Bronny James, that kid has done nothing. The kid has done nothing but work hard, try to get on his game and all of this other stuff. Any attention that he's warranted has been because of his daddy. I want to play with my son. I want to stay here until my son gets to the NBA. We've seen interviews with Savannah and LeBron, and they were asked about Bronny. What did she say? "I just want my son to be healthy and happy." Right. LeBron, "I want to be in the NBA." That's what we want.
Stephen A. has been saying the same thing from the jump. He's been telling LeBron to let Bronny develop naturally and stop trying to force this father-son duo moment in front of the cameras. And look, we get it, a father and son playing on the same team is legendary in any sport. It would be even bigger for LeBron and Bronny since it's never been done in the NBA before. Sure, we've seen it happen in other sports, but in the NBA it would be a historic moment. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. They weren't just the first father-son duo in the MLB. They played in the same outfield and created some of the most unforgettable moments together. Now that's how you make history. And don't forget Gordie Howe, one of the greatest hockey players ever. The man grabbed 4 Stanley Cups, 6 MVPs, and when he retired, he held the NHL record for career points. He even made the NHL's 100th anniversary team. But as legendary as his career was, one of the coldest things he ever did was hit the ice with not one, but two of his sons, Mark and Marty Howe. And it wasn't just a one-time moment. They played together for 5 seasons. Now LeBron has been loud about how his biggest dream is to share the court with Bronny. But here's the real question. Does Bronny even want the same thing? And if he does, is he ready for it? A lot of fans are saying LeBron needs to ask himself, what truly matters more, sharing the court with his son for the cameras, or letting Bronny build his own legacy and become great on his own terms, and trust Stephen A. Smith to always remind him of that.
When we get to Bronny James, that kid has done nothing. The kid has done nothing but work hard, try to get on this game and all of this other stuff. Any attention that he's warranted has been because of his daddy. I want to play with my son. I want to stay here until my son gets to the NBA.